I was involved with a Labrador rescue charity where I was the local helper, which meant I went out home to rehome dogs. The puppy farm came to my notice when one of our owners discovered it. It was on the way, it's along a main road, and they travelled down, and the people who lived nearby the puppy farm put out signs saying toot and close the puppy farm. So lorries would go past middle of the night, toot their horns, dogs would jump up, and they got them out on a noise abatement violation. Didn't go to jail, she got 2 years suspended sentence, which was appalling because what happened in the event was that she simply moved where we found her and did the whole thing again. And the local council they got in touch with me to see if I would be able to home some or all of them. So I took it to the board of trustees. That was their onslaught. Anyway, we agreed to do it. In the event, there were 78 dogs that came out, all Labradors. The kennels were disgusting. It was on a hill, and she admitted that she couldn't give them water because she couldn't get the water up the hill and she'd have to carry it. They came out, they'd never been out of the kennels, so they weren't used to the outside. And behavioural problems are a major issue, which don't manifest. If I give you a little puppy and you love it to bits, you think you're over the worst. But when that dog becomes between 9 and 18 months, you'll see a change in personality. It's a bit like a teenager. I ended up with Rosie, who was a little black dog. I really didn't want any more dogs. I've got 5 rescue dogs of my own anyway. I ended up with Rosie, and she was a real character. She had ulcers in her eyes through malnutrition. Her teats were on the ground where she'd been overwhelmed. It was awful, absolutely awful. The people actually buy puppy farmed dogs. And what happens is the second they put the dog in your arms, you take it. The poor little thing will sit there shivering and you think, well, I'm going to get it out of here. But all you're doing is feeding the whole problem. Now, people need to be educated. And I think we are slowly learning. You stop buying it, they'll stop making it. Never buy a dog that you haven't seen with its mother. Simple as. Julia, who lives down the road, and she's busy rescuing dogs from Portugal, some faraway place.
What? Okay. Kiss me first. That's enough, the last one each. So we only had one dog for 10 years. And then I went through, before I started rescuing dogs, I ended up rescuing au pairs. Anyway, our last au pair absolutely loved our dog Megan, and she was besotted with our Megan. So she was always on top of the dogs, and she did this fatal thing of sharing a picture on Facebook. So essentially, Taylor is a Facebook dog rescue from Bosnia, as you do. So I followed her progress from being hit by a car and left to die in the streets. Sent little bits of money for many months to Bosnia. Could have been a huge gamble. Saw her in the May, and we got her end August, beginning of September. She came over at 5 months. Ted here, I was supposed to be fostering. So he came over and he was going to a family in the Isle of Wight. But they wanted me to get him toilet trained and basic behaviour. But he came over just under 2 years of age, and he was amazing from the day he arrived. He was just so grateful to be in a home. And anyway, I got a text saying they changed their mind, didn't want to. I knew it was a risk. It was a risk I was prepared to take. It was a risk my husband tolerated. So this is effectively the family now. So yes, I am the barking dog woman.
yeah, several of the ladies up and down the road have got dogs from her.
Okay. Well, obviously with my affiliation with Dogs of Portugal, every share I share, everything they share with me, I then share with all my friends, and so then I became a big player in trying to help rehome these dogs. Yeah, I've managed to rehome about 7 in this area, not necessarily for Portugal because they're all linked with other groups, whether it's Romania or Sarajevo.
I got into dogs because my dear friend Julia said to me, you need a dog, not a husband. So we had a look on Dogs of Portugal and this one came up, wanting rescuing. So I wrote to, or emailed Dogs of Portugal, and they thought that I was a nice person to have a dog. So then a few months later he arrived, but then I didn't like him being on his own. So this little chap went to Norfolk when he first came to Portugal, but they didn't like him in Norfolk. So we came down to visit and he came home for the weekend and then he stayed too. And now these two are really good friends and they love each other.
I had met somebody, a neighbour, and she was telling me about lots of all these rescue dogs that desperately need homes, and it was just a really last-minute thing, and we said yes to it, and before we knew it, Pearl arrived from Bosnia.
The male dogs, that's their life. They just mount bitches. Cut.